Hey, it's Dustin from Parts Doctor. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace the sump on this GE dishwasher using the sump and gasket service kit from Parts Doctor. While it may look like a lot, I'll show you step by step, so let's jump right in. The sump collects water at the bottom of the dishwasher and directs it to the circulation and drain pumps during operation. The gasket creates a watertight seal between the sump and the tub to prevent leaks. Over time, the sump can crack or become damaged, and the gasket can wear out, flatten, or deteriorate from heat, detergent, and normal use. When this happens, water may leak from the bottom of the dishwasher or around the sump area. The sump and gasket service kit from Parts Doctor includes the plastic sump with gasket, the floating seal assembly, and a hose clamp. Replacing a damaged sump and gasket restores proper water flow and sealing, helping prevent leaks and ensuring the dishwasher operates as intended. If you need to purchase a replacement sump and gasket service kit for your GE dishwasher, you can check out our website, partsdoctor.com. We offer fast shipping and only sell manufacturer-approved genuine replacement parts for all major appliance brands. Tools needed for this repair: a small and large flathead screwdrivers, and a 1/4-inch nut driver or socket. To access the sump, the dishwasher needs to be pulled out and turned over. Before attempting, make sure you understand how your dishwasher is connected to the power, the drain, and the water line. Every installation can be different, so check out our dishwasher removal video if you need help or clarification with your removal. Not knowing or understanding this process can lead to potentially damaging your appliance, your kitchen, or yourself. Before removing the dishwasher, first open the dishwasher's door and pull out and remove the top rack. To remove the top rack, lift the rack slightly to clear the front rollers, then pull it forward so the rear rollers reach the end of the slides. Lift the rack out and set it upside down on a flat surface to prevent damaging the spray arm. Pull out and remove the bottom rack and place it aside. Remove the 1/4-inch fastener from the mid-conduit docking port. It is normal for some models to only have one fastener holding the docking port to the tub. Remove the 1/4-inch fastener holding the main conduit to the top of the dishwasher's tub near the top spray impeller hub. The main conduit should now be loose and disconnected from the tub. Rotate the top of the conduit towards the opening of the dishwasher while pulling the bottom of the conduit out of the diverter assembly. The main conduit should now be free from the appliance. The lower spray arm is attached through a connector that twists on the diverter assembly at the bottom of the dishwasher's tub. Rotate the connector collar a 1/4 turn counterclockwise and pull the spray arm from the diverter assembly. Locate and press the locking tab on the diverter assembly. While holding the tab, rotate the diverter counterclockwise a 1/4 turn. The diverter should now be able to be removed from the sump of the dishwasher. Locate and pull out the filter ball and set it aside. Turn the top of the fine filter counterclockwise to unlock it from the base of the dishwasher. You should now be able to lift it from the appliance. To remove the coarse filter, simply lift it from the sump. Close the dishwasher's door and pull the dishwasher out and lay the unit on the back of the appliance. For this video, we'll flip the appliance over to better show you how to make the repair. Now remove all of the connections and components attached to the bottom of the sump. You may find it useful to snap multiple photos from a few different angles for reference later for the connections and wire management when reassembling. Locate the circulation pump. Disconnect the wired connector from the circulation pump by releasing the locking tab and pulling it from the pump. The 90-degree elbow of the circulation pump is attached to the dishwasher with a single-use crimp clamp, sometimes referred to as an Otakirk or ear clamp. This clamp is not reusable and must be loosened or broken to be removed from the appliance. The GE service manual suggests using a small flathead screwdriver to break the seal. Insert the blade of the screwdriver into the clamp and rotate the handle until it breaks free. You can also use an ear clamp pliers to turn the clamp until it releases. Remove the clamp. The pump is attached to the dishwasher at the floating seal assembly and with a pump isolator hanger that holds the pump to the sump. On our model, this is a brown rubber insert that attaches to the pump and will need to be removed from the sump of the dishwasher. Pull the circulation pump away from the floating seal assembly. We have found that a large flathead screwdriver helps work the seal back on the pump. Since the sump kit from Parts Doctor comes with a replacement floating seal, do not worry about damaging the existing floating seal. This may take some force. Locate the turbidity and temperature sensor. On our model, the turbidity sensor has a red-colored cap with a wired connection. To remove the sensor, rotate it a quarter turn counterclockwise and pull it from the sump. Disconnect the electrical connector by releasing the tab and gently pulling the wires away from the sensor. The sensor will now be free from the appliance. Locate the pressure sensor and the white release tab that holds the sensor in place. Lift the pressure sensor's tab and rotate it until it's free. Once the pressure sensor is released from the sump, it is still connected with an electrical connector. Remove the connector by releasing the tab and gently unplugging it from the sensor. The sensor is now free from the appliance. Remove the drain hose by using a 1/4-inch nut driver or socket to loosen the hose clamp holding the drain hose to the dishwasher. Be mindful that there may be some residual water in the hose when you disconnect it. There is a long tab that holds the drain pump and prevents the pump from disconnecting. To release the drain pump, press the white tab to clear the tab stop on the sump assembly while rotating the drain pump. Rotate the drain pump roughly a quarter turn to release it from the sump. Be careful as the drain pump is still connected via an electrical connector. Remove the connector by pressing the black tab and gently pulling the wired connector away from the pump. There are wires that run through the sump that will need to be released before removing the sump. Slide them out and move them aside. Once all the components and connections are removed from the sump assembly, release the back center latch by rotating it a quarter of a turn. Use something to mark where the middle of the latch mount is located on the bottom of the tub. We are using a piece of tape and a marker to denote the center of the latch mount. While holding the sump to prevent it from falling, release the 2 remaining sump latches by turning each one a quarter of a turn with the other hand. The latch closest to the control board releases in the opposite direction due to the location of the control board box. Once all the latches are released, the sump may stay in place in the tub. While holding the sump, slightly push it to release it from the tub. Lower the sump into the tub of the appliance and open the door to retrieve it. The 3 latches on the sump will need to be transferred to the new sump assembly. With the latches in the unlocked position, slide them off the old sump. The sump can now be discarded. If you need a replacement sump and gasket service kit, avoid cheap, low-quality aftermarket parts. This is a big job, so you want to make sure that your replacement parts are OEM genuine parts like the ones that we sell at PartsDoctor.com. We'll leave a link in the description below. Be sure to search with the full model number from the tag on your appliance to find the exact fit. To install your new sump, first install the floating seal assembly. Press it into the sump opening. Be sure that the floating seal is fully installed. Next, install the 3 latches by sliding them on the sump latch mounts. Be sure that the slanted angle sides are facing down. The latches are identical and can be installed on any latch mount. Clean the opening of the tub and remove any debris or buildup before installing the sump into the opening. Open the dishwasher and place the sump into the cabinet. Reach in through the sump hole and pull the sump into the opening. Align the center of the rear latch mount to the mark that you made before removal. Note, if the sump is not properly aligned, the main conduit may not line up with the diverter inside the dishwasher. Rotate the latch to start to secure the sump to the dishwasher. Rotate the latch next to the control board into place. Be sure that this latch is locked without hitting the control board housing. Rotate and lock the last remaining latch into place to lock the sump to the dishwasher. Route the wires back into the plastic wiring support. Reference your photos from earlier if you need to. To install the drain pump, connect the wired connection to the pump and be sure that the tab is locked over the connector. Place the drain pump in the sump opening so that the long tab will lock when rotated a quarter of a turn. Be sure that the locking tab slides over the stop of the sump assembly. Reattach the drain hose and align the tab on the rubber into the notch in the sump. Fully tighten the hose clamp. To reinstall the pressure sensor, connect the wires by pushing the connector into the plug until the locking tab clicks over the plastic connector. Once the wired connector is secured, insert the sensor into the pump assembly and rotate it until it locks into place. To reinstall the turbidity and temperature sensor, notice the small point on the top of the sensor. Using this as a reference, point this towards the front of the appliance to assure that the sensor is installed correctly. Insert the turbidity and temperature sensor into the sump all the way and rotate it a quarter turn until it locks into place. Insert the wiring connector and be sure that it locks into place. To install the circulation pump, first be sure both loops of the pump isolator hanger are over the tabs on the pump hanger. Place the hose clamp from the sump kit over the 90-degree elbow. Slip the hanger into the sump while sliding the elbow into place. Be sure that the elbow is flush with the plastic ridges on the sump opening. Once the hanger and elbow are lined up, push the opening of the pump into the floating seal. This may take some force. Adding some liquid soap to the pump can help it slide into the floating seal all the way. Be sure the pump is fully inserted until the ridges on the opening are flush with the mounting seal. With all three connections in place, tighten the hose clamp. Reconnect the electrical connector to the circulation pump and be sure that it's locked into place. Double-check all your connections and rotate the machine onto its legs. Place the coarse filter under the two alignment tabs on the sump and install the fine filter assembly. Rotate the fine filter clockwise until it clicks into place. The coarse and fine filters should create a smooth surface. If either of the filters stick up, they are not installed properly. Before installing the diverter assembly, inspect the small round red ball. This is the filter ball, and it's moved by water pressure to close either the path to the lower spray arm or the conduit to the mid and upper spray arms. Be sure that the filter ball is clean, round, and free from damage. Place the filter ball and be sure that the opening for the diverter assembly is clean and free of any debris. Place the diverter assembly in the hole in the sump. The large exit port to the main conduit should be in the 10 o'clock position. Once the diverter is fully seated in the sump, turn the assembly clockwise until the tab locks into place. The exit port should be at the 12 o'clock position. Before installing the main conduit assembly, check the entire conduit channel for blockages, cracks, or holes. A damaged or blocked conduit can prevent water from traveling through it to the spray arms. Be sure that the docking port is in good working order and free of buildup or debris. To check the top spray impeller, release the clips from the spray impeller hub from the tabs on the conduit. The spray impeller should be free of damage and spin freely on a small point on the impeller hub. When reassembling, the three water channels of the impeller should be faced up. Be sure that the impeller's hubs tabs are in good working order and hold the impeller in place. If you need to replace or want more information on these components, check out our replacement videos for the top spray impeller, impeller hub, or main conduit assembly for a full breakdown on each part. Once you confirm the conduit and impeller are in good working order, slide the conduit assembly into the diverter assembly and rotate the conduit until it's against the back wall of the tub. Align the mid-conduit docking port with the mounting tabs on the back of the wall and top of the conduit with the mounting tab on the top of the tub. Once the conduit is in place, replace the fastener on the mid-conduit docking port and next to the top spray impeller. Do not over-tighten either, as you can strip out where the screw mounts. To install the lower spray arm, align the connecting collar to the diverter assembly and turn the collar clockwise until it's fully tightened. Test to be sure that the spray arm is installed securely and rotates freely. Replace the upper and lower racks and reinstall your dishwasher. Leave the toe kick plate off and run a test cycle to check for leaks. Your dishwasher is now ready to use.
Alright, that'll do it for today's video. As always, I'm Dustin with the Parts Doctor. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.